Yo everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a review and a demo of the relatively new e.l.f. Cosmetics 16-hour Camo Concealer. The shade that I have mine is in light beige. I bought mine from Superdrug where it costs £5. It's a very affordable, very cheap foundation, as e.l.f. is a very affordable brand. Now altogether it comes in 18 shades, which is okay. I would definitely say that e.l.f. has the chance now, especially in today's current beauty market, to maybe make it 20 to 30 shades at least. And I will give my reasons why in a minute. Now I'm just going off of their website where they've got all the shades listed out as well as descriptions to try and help you match your own undertone. It comes in cool, neutral and warm. I have got warm undertones, so I can very easily click on warm and it will show me all the warm shades. Now, the reason why you're probably thinking, she's brown, like, what's that about? This concealer oxidizes a lot. Now, the reason why I didn't buy mine online is because I heard that it oxidized a lot, and I know that a lot of people had issues when they had bought something which they assumed, going by the description, would match them. Then they buy it and all of a sudden it turns orange on them. So I actually went in store to Superdrug to swatch as many shades as I could to try and guesstimate what my best shade would be. Now I had my friend with me, that is Selena, Miss Beauty Addict, and she will back me up in that I swatched about 5 different tan shades because she had her phone on her and she's going, all right, these are the warm shades, try them all out on your hand. Anyway, if I click on warm, it gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 shades of warm undertones to choose from. So the first one I tried was Tan Sand because it's described as tan with olive undertones. I swatched it on my hand, it looked okay. Within a couple of minutes it said dried down dark orange on me. I was like, right, medium beige, medium with golden beige undertones. Again, I tried it, it looked kind of light, and then it dried down to a very deep-ish, not as deep as the previous one, orange color on me. So then the next option was obviously light beige, and I did actually try a couple of the other undertones as well. Did not work, just all darkened on me way too much. So my only other option was light beige. I swatched it on my hand, let it dry down, and I was like, okay, it dries a little bit deeper. I can probably just about get away with it. No, that's all I can say, no. It does oxidize, but it doesn't oxidize enough. Once this settles and dries down and oxidizes, I still look quite obviously a little bit too white. Considering, like I said, that I am still at my very palest right now, this just does not work well for me. I just don't think that they've done the medium tone shades very well. If they did not oxidize, it would not be so much of a problem. But the fact that the majority of them do, there's either very, very, very light, very, very, very dark, and there's not really much going on in the middle, especially if you've got very yellow undertones like I have. Now, let me just read what their description is of this concealer, which by the way contains 6ml, which is not that much, but considering it's £5, I suppose it's okay. A full coverage 16-hour wear concealer featuring a large doe foot applicator to conceal, correct, contour and highlight for flawless skin. This highly pigmented formula is lightweight, dries matte and won't settle into fine lines or creases, ideal for all skin types. So first off, this is what the box looks like. You can just see the actual concealer itself in there. It's pretty straightforward, standard e.l.f. Cosmetics packaging. And then when you open it up, it's just a standard plastic kind of container. And then when you open it up, you can see it's got a doe foot applicator, which I would say is about the same size as the Tarte Shape Tape. And then it's got that little dip in the middle, which contains extra product, meaning you don't have to constantly go in and out of the tube itself, as that will disperse a lot more product for you. Now it says it's got an intense pigmentation, which is full coverage, but won't settle into fine lines, courtesy of its oil balancing formula that leaves behind a matte finish. Now these are what their claims are. Now what are Charlena's claims? I made my own little notes. First one, cheap. Okay range, oxidizes, yep. Not enough yellow shades, well, I've already mentioned that. Mine is too white. I tried 4 other shades, all oxidized too dark. I like my little notes I make. They're so like not proper English. Felt drying once it had been set completely. When I'm going to be setting this, I'm going to be using the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Loose Powder in the shade Banana Bread. Once I set it, it kind of felt constrictive under the eyes and it felt kind of dry as well. I've got normal to combination skin, by the way. So generally concealers don't tend to feel dry under my eyes, especially after they've been set. Creased after 8 hours. Now they've got this whole 18-hour claim of theirs. Creased after 8 hours. and I would actually say it started to crease after 6 hours. It was only after hour 8 I noticed two very obvious lines under my eyes. Now, I do have to say, yes, I was wearing it over the past few days when it's been very hot in London, but regardless, it should still be able to hold up, especially if those are the basis of their claims, in that it is a 16-hour concealer that does not crease, and they've given oil balancing reasons as well. Again, normal to combination skin here. I don't have oily skin. Blends okay, but slightly patchy. Yeah, it was difficult to blend out. Doe for applicator, 7 out of 10, won't repurchase. Those are my straight up comments, people. There we go, reviews done, bye everyone. But yes, it's okay. It's not the best concealer out there, and regardless of the fact that it is £5, I still kind of expect a lot from it. It is definitely full coverage. I have to agree with that claim. The coverage is amazing. Now, I did take it off after about hour 14, 15, and I do have to say that the coverage was still there. So yes, it is still full coverage. It does not start to show anything underneath the eyes or anywhere else. You definitely don't need to retouch it or anything like that. But the one thing I did have to do was retouch it with powder to get rid of those creasing and the settling, and I don't like that. I don't really have any fine lines at all, touch wood, yet. I've just got normal eyeball lines like that most people have if you've got eyeballs. And I don't really need something accentuating any lines or anything like that under my eyes, which makes me look aged, and it just does not feel great. It does have a matte finish, which is correct. However, again, it just did not look great on me after a certain amount of time, and I just wasn't happy with it, especially because of the fact that I felt that I looked slightly ghostly as well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do a little demo for you guys, just to show you how this ghastly shade works against my skin tone, just so that you guys are aware. In MAC, I'm an NC40, by the way, and in the summer I tend to go more towards NC42, but at the moment the sun has only really started coming out full force in London, so I'm not quite at NC42 yet. Maybe in the next couple of weeks. Another thing I noticed about this is that you have to set it very, very quickly. It is one of those concealers where as soon as you smooth it all out, within seconds it will start to crease. I hate concealers that do that. I really like ones that at least give you a couple of minutes to get your powder ready before it starts to crease. But it's literally like, okay, done, look up, crease. Okay, now that I've applied that quite heavily, by the way, just for the purposes of the video, I am now going to blend it out with a very damp Real Techniques Beauty Sponge. My God, that is really difficult to blend out. Now I'm just going to use my foundation brush, which has still got some foundation on it, and just like kind of blend it slightly. And now I'm just going to sort of kind of merge them sort of together. My God, look at me. It's actually managed to separate the foundation off of my nose. What, like, downgrading you to a 6, mate. Forget about 7 out of 10. It's actually gone patchy on my forehead. I don't think you guys can tell. So it doesn't blend in seamlessly with your foundation. Alright, so here it is. I can see it looks so much worse on camera than it does in person. But I'm going to have to sort this out. It's still too stark. Can you see? I look like deer caught in headlights sort of thing. So I think what I'm going to have to do now is use my face powder to kind of sort it out a little bit. Which again, I shouldn't have to do. It's patchy. It's not blended into my foundation properly. It just kind of went patchy on my forehead as well. It was actually difficult, really difficult to blend out. Just to kind of calm it down a bit. Or she's just got too much white stuff underneath her eyes. Like, you know, like them celebs that caught out with too much translucent powder. This ain't translucent powder. This is the e.l.f. concealer. So this is what it looks like finished. Again, this is the only shade that I could kind of get to match me, sort of. It is fresh. It is still going to oxidize a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the rest of my makeup, come back just so that you guys can see what the finished look looks like. Okay, so I am back. The rest of my makeup is done. Hopefully this has had some sort of chance to oxidize, but I just feel like I look grey and dusty, to be honest. I mean, really do not like how it feels Already, if I just kind of look up close at my eye, I can see that there is a patch there that just did not blend properly. No matter how many times I went backwards and forwards with the Beauty Blender, it still just did not blend out cleanly and smoothly. It is a very creamy-ish sort of product and very lightweight. However, I just don't find that it has that capacity to kind of blend out properly and merge with your foundation and everything else. My skin was already moisturized, so there is no reason why there should be any patchiness or dryness or anything like that catching anywhere. I can already see where my powder has kind of settled, and I just feel that I look aged. And I think that, one, that has something to do with the color, two, that has something to do with the quality of the product, in that even though it hasn't actually settled within the lines under my eyes, it has accentuated the lines, if that makes sense. So my under eye area just does not feel comfortable. I just don't feel comfortable. I don't think that I look my best as much as I could do. And overall, I think I'm going to have to actually downgrade this from a 7 to a 6. Because I just don't think it's that great. The shade range is not that great. The quality is okay. Yeah, it's full coverage. But who cares if it's full coverage when it's patchy? You know, it doesn't really matter. And like, I had to really, even off camera, go back in with my brush, blend around here, make sure they had merged properly with my foundation, and it just hadn't done. So, e.l.f., back to the drawing board with you people. That's it really, that's all I can say. So sorry if you were hoping for something more from me. I am, as always, as honest as I can be with my reviews. Just for reference, I'm wearing Anastasia Beverly Hills Strawberry liquid lipstick because it goes with my dress. And that's it. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, make sure you subscribe. Let me know what your thoughts are. I'm sure some of you have tried it. Some of you may love it. Some of you may hate it. Why? Let's talk below. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye.